You got that one person in your family or your friends group and you're like, oh my goodness, here we go. They're gonna moan and they're gonna complain, and then they're gonna moan again and they're gonna complain again. And those people just love to do that because that's their identity. That's what makes them feel good at the time. Really, it's actually making them feel worse because they're just feeding their soul with all of this anger and hate and negativity. And oh my goodness, it must be so difficult to wake up every day and just be negative, right? But that's a choice. And welcome back to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. My name is Rebecca-Louise and I am going to be your host today. You have got a solo episode with me and we are talking about why people sometimes make negative comments. Oh my goodness, Penny, what do you think? Why do some people make negative comments? You would never do such a thing, would you? No, you wouldn't. And that's really what we are going to break down today and give you maybe a couple of ideas or things to kind of just think about when maybe you're going out in the world, maybe you've said something negative in the past, why you've said something negative, and really the root cause of why people want to share their negative feelings rather than lift others up. And look, sometimes it can be really helpful. Feedback is amazing. I'm also going to teach you guys how to give feedback in the right way so that you can stay compassionate, stay friends, and stay lifting each other up. And a little side note, if you have not already got your book, the pre-order of It Takes Grit is now available. It is going to teach you everything that you need to set yourself free, to get out of your head, into your heart, and the grit that you need to keep on going no matter what life throws at you. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I mean, I feel like 2020 there's going to be so many learning lessons from 2020. When something goes wrong in life, I don't really feel like it's like, oh, that went wrong. It's like that was something so big that had to happen for a massive change, whether it's a mindset change, whether it's a physical change, whatever the change may be. Sometimes you have to like hit that rock bottom. You know, people always say like, I really made the big change when I hit rock bottom. And I'm not saying today that you guys have hit rock bottom. It's just that, you know what, we actually get woken up by when things are in times of tragedy. We think about things when, oh my goodness, like I didn't think of that. And it's only because of those negative times. So I actually embrace them because it can give us lots of feedback, lots of levels to areas to grow and level up our life. So I'm super excited for today's topic. And I'm also going to go over some of my own personal things of when I get negative comments, how I deal with them. And you know what? It hurts. Right? No one's going to say that when somebody says something negative to you, you can just brush it off and it doesn't hurt. But I'm going to teach you how to not take it so personally and how to not, make it linger on for a couple of days. Maybe we just kind of, it gets into our soul for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops, and then we're going to get it down to 5 minutes. But it's not to say that you can't have those feelings. I'm not saying that. We're not suppressing feelings. I'm just saying that, hey, let's look at it of why these people might be making negative comments, because we see it all day long. We see it in people, out and about. We see it massively online because people can hide behind their screens, which is, it's trolling. It's such a sad thing that people feel like they can have power over somebody else by saying something negative to them online, which they would never say most of the time in real life. Okay, so if you're getting negative comments online or if someone said something to you, I bet you they wouldn't say it to you in real life. All right, so we're going to stick together and help the world just become a little bit of a lighter, brighter place. And so just spreading the love and positivity. All right, so why on earth would somebody make a negative comment? Right, I've got a couple of different things here, and you might have some of your own as well. So you can feel free on the It Takes Grit podcast Instagram to chime in and say, hey, why do you feel like people would also make a negative comment? But this is what I have got it down to. I've got it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got it down to 8 points. So number one, they want you to bring you down because of their own insecurities. Often when we say something negative, it is a reflection of our insides. And you've probably heard that numerous times before. And I know it doesn't seem that helpful. And you're like, well, okay, great. It's just because of their own insecurities, but it still hurts me. Yes, but I like to look at that as compassion. I'm like, I actually feel really sorry for that person, that they feel that they have to come and make something negative or bring somebody down that helps them feel better within themselves. They must feel so insecure, so lonely, have no positive vibes or people in their life, that they feel like the only way that they can do, to get somewhere in life or to feel something is to take somebody else down. And I've actually seen quite a few things on social media. Some of people that I've seen like how to currently deactivate their Instagram account, people that have had to take videos down or, blogs or anything. It's like, other people love to bring people down because it makes them feel good. Isn't that so messed up? It's kind of messed up if you think about it, right? So often it's because they have own insecurities. I don't agree with everything that everybody does in the world, but I'm certainly not going to go on and comment and bitch and moan and complain and be a bit of a dirtbag, really, just to bring that other person down. If I want to, speak to that person and maybe understand their ideas and their ideologies, I'm going to reach out to them personally and ask for an adult conversation, which is what's going to lead us into the next one. But they want to bring you down because of their own insecurities and things that are going on inside of them. And I give that person compassion and love because they're obviously struggling with something. If they feel like they have that, I guess, a little bit of jealousy and anxiousness and hatred inside of them, that they feel that by putting it out to the world and bringing somebody else down, it's going to make them feel better. But unfortunately, it's not going to make them feel better, right? It's just going to get them into this bad spiral of actually not enjoying life much at all. So when you put out good vibes in the world, you're going to get good vibes back. If you're putting out negative vibes, you're going to get more negative vibes back, and that's what your life is going to be. So the next one is, why would someone else make another negative comment? Maybe they disagree with what you're doing. Amazing! Guess what? That's okay. That's okay to make a comment. It's not okay to make a comment. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to say, hey, you can say this. Hey, I understand. I have a different idea of you, but no problem. Each of us is available to our own opinion, right? And it's so interesting when I see people who have a lack of willingness to learn. There's even been a few incidents where people have come at me and I've said, I totally understand how that might seem to you. Would you like to jump on a phone call and we can have an open discussion and chat about this? I'd love to hear from you. They never reply. They don't reply to your text. They don't reply to your email. They don't reply to your voice notes. It's unbelievable, right? So it's like, hey, I want to say a negative thing, but I don't actually want to listen or have an adult conversation. So look, if somebody disagrees with you, that's absolutely fine. But pulling somebody down, making negative remarks is not okay, right? There is a difference between somebody who is disagreeing with you, which is absolutely fine. People do not have to agree with you. People don't have to agree with what you're doing, what you're saying, all right? But they also don't need to spread negativity and pull somebody down, right? Feedback is amazing. Give somebody feedback. Send them a private message, DM. Hey, I love what you're doing. Give them a shit sandwich. This is what I always talk. Give them a shit sandwich. I absolutely love all of these blog posts that you do. There was this Instagram post I didn't quite understand or align with. Can you explain it to me? And then I can maybe understand, and these are my views from it. However, I really like that podcast that you just did. Do you see how that is an amazing way to give feedback and an amazing uplifting way that we can help each other? I see so many women right now pulling each other down, and it's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting at how people want to tear other people down, make negative comments, and destroy somebody's livelihood or work. I mean, it's sad, right? It makes me feel so sad that us as a human race, that there are people out there that want to do that. So look, it's okay when people disagree with what you're doing. That's not what I'm saying. But in this case, I found that these types of people are narrow-minded, they're not ready to grow, and they're stubborn, unable to listen to another human's opinion. Have an adult conversation, people. Have an adult conversation about it. Give somebody a shit sandwich. Shit sandwich. Right? Now, say that 3 times. Now, that is a tongue twister. So, look, negative comments are not constructive. It's not feedback. It's not helpful. It's just bashing another person, right? So next time that you go and make a negative comment, think about, hey, am I doing this for my own personal benefit just to put them down? Or am I doing this to actually help the person? I love that. Actually, I'm going to write that down. Write that down, people. Am I doing this to bring somebody else down, or am I giving them some feedback so that I can lift them up and they can do better? Guys, that's two ways of going about it. One of them, you're being a bit of a dirtbag, and the other one, you're being helpful. You're adding value. You're giving back to the world, right? So that is number 2. Number 3, they could just be jealous of you, right? Because they want to put you down. It's easier to pull somebody down than it is for you to be lifted up with them, right? So it could be that this person is just facing a lot of jealousy. They don't like the success that you're having. They don't like the results that you're having. They don't like the life. They're jealous of your boyfriend. They're jealous of your friends. They're jealous of where you live. They're jealous of all these things, right? It could just be a jealousy thing. And again, we got to give those people compassion because they're obviously hurting if they're feeling jealousy. Jealousy is a toxic and horrible feeling. Be inspired by people. I'm not jealous of other people. I get inspired. I'm like, oh my goodness, if they can do it, I can do it too, right? And having that jealousy feeling inside, it can really tear you down. And look, that person, again, I've got a great podcast on not comparing yourself. When you compare yourself to somebody else who lives in a different place to you, has grown up in different circumstances, you can't compare. It's literally impossible. It's not an even playing field when you're trying to compare with yourself with somebody else in this world. So again, the jealousy thing, that comes from sometimes comparing. So instead of being jealous, have inspiration for that person. All right, next one. They are hurting inside. Well, we spoke about this a little bit in the first point, but think about it. If you really wanted to say something nasty to someone, how would you be feeling inside? You would be feeling pretty crappy. You would have to be feeling not having a good day that day. You'd have to be feeling like life is tough. Life is hard. You don't have a support system. So when you're going out and you're putting negativity, I just feel for those people because it's like, you must not have happiness inside of you today. And if you are putting out negative vibes, or if you're doing that, take a look inside at what is not making you happy. Because I tell you what, making other people unhappy definitely doesn't make you happy. It might give you like an instant gratification, you get a little bit of attention from it, but it's not long-term going to help you feel happy and whole. The thought of like giving somebody else negativity and being nasty just doesn't make any sense in my brain because one, I don't have the time for it. I don't have time to be negative or send a message to someone to be nasty. But also it's like, I just don't have that feeling in my heart because I'm so content. So work on your own happiness. If you're having feelings of, wanting to make negative comments or say negative things to people, then it's a time to be like, hey, why do I want to do that? What value does that bring to the world? Why does that make me feel good when I tell somebody else something that's not very nice, right? That's a time to look inward. So I really feel like that is a massive one with a lot of people who feel like, being negative is a way of life. All right, next one. They have too much time on their hands. Oh my goodness. Some of these people that I see comments on other people's Instagrams and YouTube and all the things, I'm like, my goodness, get a life. Yes, get a life. If you're out there just putting negative vibes everywhere, you've got too much hands on your time. Go and feed the homeless. Go join a charity. Go exercise. Go start a run club. Go and start a book club. Go and start positive affirmations. Go and start something else that is adding value and light to this world. Because spending your day and spending your time writing negative things on other people's social media or saying stuff to people in real life is an absolute waste of your time. And you're going to leave this world on your deathbed saying, God, we shouldn't spend so much time telling other people nasty things. Because really, it didn't actually make me feel good. And actually, I didn't do anything, right? So if you have so much time on your hands that you can constantly do this, it might be good to redirect your energy into something that is a little bit more productive. And it's going to help the world, and you're actually going to be able to make change. Because the other thing, if you're like, hey, I'm just out here because I want to make change, making change doesn't come from when somebody is being negative to someone else. It's when people are listening and they're talking and they're communicating. When you've got two people like this, boom, nothing happens. You're just pushing against each other. When someone reaches out their hand and they say, hey, follow me, let's have a chat, boom, that's where things can start to open. Yes, it is. Good job, Penny. All right, next one. They want attention and significance. I've done this too, where I've tried to, have a conversation with someone and say, hey, I'd love to explain, my theories, my philosophies. I'd love to hear from you. And instead of like them being open to it, they just want to fight. And then I've gone back and said, yeah, but X, Y, and Z, I'd love to still chat. And you know what I'm doing? I'm fueling them with attention of negative, and not even good, like good attention, right? It's making them feel significant because somebody is giving them attention and somebody is talking to them and somebody is listening to them. And often when you get negative comments, it's from somebody that doesn't have somebody else to chat with or to kind of go through life with. Or they're negative as well. Or maybe the people that they're with, they're also negative, which doesn't help anybody, right? And then it's even worse. You're in this environment of negative people talking to negative people, and then you're all just going to be negative together, and none of you are be able to get outside of that zone of being negative. So, some people want significance. They like it when, you try to message back and like not necessarily argue your point, but express how you feel. They don't want to know that, but they still love the fact that you reply back, right? Or they give you that attention because we're giving them significance. And, most people, their number one thing that they crave is significance. After you've done a bunch of personal development and you realize what's important in life, it's going to become to love and connection. And hands up, I loved significance. That was super important to me when I realized that it's not important, and significance, what is that even measured on? Okay. So really think about, what are you giving attention to these people? Like, if I see, if I'm around somebody and they're being negative, I just allow them to, I'm not going to feed into that. I'm going to inspire them with my positivity, but I'm certainly not going to give them more attention, which is going to fuel their significance and fuel their attention. Okay. All right. Next one. Some people just love to moan and complain, don't they? You got that one person in your family or your friends group and you're like, oh my goodness, here we go. They're going to moan and they're going to complain, and then they're going to moan again and they're going to complain again. And those people just love to do that because that's their identity. That's what makes them feel good at the time. Really, it's actually making them feel worse because they're just feeding their soul with all of this anger and hate and negativity. And oh my goodness, it must be so difficult to wake up every day and just be negative, right? But that's a choice. People are choosing to be negative. That's the story that they tell them. I'm just a negative person. No, you're not. When you were a baby, you weren't negative, right? When you were a baby and you were eating food with your hands and you were crawling around, you weren't like, oh my God, life is so negative. I hate crawling. No, bullshit. No, you weren't. You were happy. You created this new story that you are now negative because the environments that you've grown up in, the stories the experiences that you've had have determined your story. If you change your story, you will change your life. Remember that. Change your story, change your life. We get attached to a victim mentality. This happened to me in the past and now this is it, right? This is who I am. It's not who you are at the core. At the core, you are love, you are growth, you are happiness, you are joy. That's what you are at the core. But unfortunately, you allow all these experiences to dictate, our stories. And this has happened to me as well. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm perfect. And sometimes it still happens to me where I'm like, oh, that's just me. It's like, no, that's not me. That's not me as a real human being. At the root cause of everybody, we are not moaning and complaining people because we weren't born. Babies don't moan, right? They don't complain like we do. We're not negative. Okay. All right. And then the last one, I kind of touched on this, but attacking people makes them feel powerful. I think it does. I think sometimes, and it's sad to say this, but it gives people a bit of a kick. Gives people a bit of a kick to be like, ha, I said that to that person and they felt like this and I was able to do that. I mean, honestly, if that's how you feel and that's who you are, I send lots of love and compassion for you because you're going to get to a place where it's going to get old and tired and basically you're just being negative to somebody else to give you a kick, where it's not going to feed your soul. It's not going to feed who you really are at the core. It's just going to give you a temporary hit. It's a temporary fix. It's kind of like drugs. You just quickly hit up, boom, you've got a high for 20 minutes, an hour, and then all of a sudden it's like it comes down again. So you need to do it again It's finding that high that makes you feel powerful, makes you feel special, makes you feel important, right? But there are so many other incredible ways that you can feel special, important, and valuable without making somebody else feel like shit. All right, so many ways. In fact, you're actually going to feel better by going out of your way and being nice to somebody rather than trying to pull everybody down. Yes, and they like it. Maybe as attacking people gives them a feeling of powerfulness, useful, and gives them a thrill. So they are my 8 points of why someone would make a negative comment. I'm sure there's lots more. Everybody has different reasons. But at the end of the day, there is no excuse for making a negative comment. There is nothing, right? If we lived in a world, obviously that's the idea, right? Where everybody, instead of it was being negative comment, it was just feedback, right? Some people take feedback as being negative, right? I take feedback as like, wow, this is an option to grow. This is to get better. I love feedback, right? And feedback to somebody else, you say, hey, if you go into your spouse or something, because by the way, guys don't want to be coached. Hey, I got some feedback for you. Are you open to listening? That's absolutely fine. That's what you have to ask, right? That's the question. And if it's somebody else that's, online or whatever, send them a message. Send them a personal message so that they see it, so that they can understand your point of view, right? And then that person's actually going to be able to make the changes that are necessary. So I love this. And it was because a topic that came up a while ago, and lots of people were saying like, oh, why do I get this negative comment about starting my own fitness journey? Someone commented saying, oh, you're just showing off because you've got a picture of yourself. One of my clients said this. She said, somebody commented that, oh my goodness, you're posting a picture because you're in the gym, you're showing off. Oh my God, bore off. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, if any of you have friends like that, or people, by the way, they're not real friends, people who see you doing well, this is amazing. You're in the gym, you're looking after your health, you're looking after your body, you're setting an example for your family, you're setting an example for your kids. That is what that person should say. Not, oh, you're showing off. Because that person's got their own shit going on. They have got something inside of them that feels that by saying that, it's going to make them feel good and you feel bad. Well, really, they need to be getting their ass in the gym. They should be in the gym. This is a reflection of what they're not doing, right? Someone says, you're eating healthy. Why are you always eating healthy all the time? Because my body is the only place to live. You should start eating healthy too. So I love it when someone makes a negative comment because I'm like, what? This person's doing something great. They're amazing. They're like getting in the gym and working out. We should praise that. Why on earth are we praising things? Not praising things where people are out there helping other people. But you know what? We can only change ourselves. We can't change other people. And if we can show up every single day and be the best version of us, then we have got something powerful inside of us where we can change the world. All right, I want to finish up today because I did a really good post that I want to share with everybody. And I was wanted to clear up a few things. And I have this on my Instagram post. And I wanted to clear up a few things about what we have available for you, right? Because I have so many things available for you guys. And I just wanted to share because some people were saying, oh, well, I want to do this, but I don't want to do that. And they're like, I don't agree with this, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Guess what? There are so many options. So guess what? There's 10 things here that we have. Number one, we got free workouts on YouTube, and there's 3 right now being posted a week. That's amazing, okay? Number 2, there's also a free 30-day workout challenge with nutrition and motivation guide. So you can get a free 30 days of workouts, sending you emails, keeping you on track. There's a nutrition guide in there as well, and motivation. Boom, super easy. Go to rebecca-louise.com, put your email address in, you'll see it straight away, and then we'll send that to you straight away. Number 3, you can join the Burn app either as a basic or pro member. Basic membership, you get 28-minute workouts every single day. You get recipes, you get a meal plan, you get challenges, you get a workout library, you get so many workouts. It's $3.99 a month. Now, if you join the year, it's even cheaper than that. So this isn't just like the year version. This is $3.99 a month, right? Which works out at less than $1 a week. Then you can also have the Burn app and you can join the free Facebook group. But if you join the free Facebook group, you have to comply to the Facebook rules, okay? Because we want to keep it lifted, we want to keep it positive, and it is a business. And we've got to make sure that we are looking after everybody, the team, the coaches, the trainers, and everybody like that, right? So if you don't agree with the rules, guess what? You don't have to be in the group. No problem. And by the way, the rules are just super simple, like be nice to each other, right? And no spamming other members. Anyway, so if you don't want to join, if you don't agree with the rules, You don't have to be in the Facebook group. Amazing, right? Number 5, you can join the burnout. You can have the free Facebook group, and you can do the free 5-Day Better You program where you get a nutrition plan by one of my coaches at the end of it, and they'll actually train you for the first 2 days, right? You can do that. It's a pop-up inside the app. You basically sign up. It gives you free 5 days of working with one of my coaches. It's incredible. There's videos. We get to know you. There's tasks to do. It's super interactive. You have a call every day, and then they're going to give you a nutrition plan. And then at the end of that, they'll actually coach you for 2 days on the protein number that they give you and the nutrition plan. And number 6, burnout, free Facebook group, and the 5-Day Better You program where you get a nutrition plan at the end of it. And a big if here, you want to get the nutrition supplements that I have used for the last 7 years, you can. And then you will have further free coaching and be added to our free client Telegram chat. Again, only if you want. These are just extras. That's why the app is amazing. You don't have to have the Facebook group. You don't have to have the 5-Day Better You program. You don't have to do the 5-Day Better You program or have the supplements on top. It's no problem. You can choose which one. We have a menu of so many things to keep you guys on track and to fit everybody's needs here. All right, you can also just listen to the podcast, you can read the blogs, you can follow on social media, or you could do none of it, right? So there is quite the menu here of things, and I do not mind if you do one of them, if you do all of them, if you do some of them, or if you do none of them. We just want to show you what is available here to make sure that we are giving you guys, all the resources to be successful. So I am super fired up. I love this topic because I'm here to impact and change people's lives and to spread the message of positivity, lifting each other up, working on ourselves every single day. And I love it when things challenge us because it makes us grow. I love it. I embrace it. I'm like, ooh, this is exciting. This is the universe testing me to see if I can get to the next level. So I am so proud of our incredible community. You guys are rock solid human beings. And I just want you to go out in the world today and do something that's going to lift other people up. And of course, go and get the book, It Takes Grit. Available for pre-sale right now, and it will be delivered in September, which is just a couple of months away. Well, guys, I am so happy that we got to have this chat today. And remember, go follow the It Takes Grit podcast, Instagram. Leave us a review. It always makes such a difference when you just leave us a review on iTunes and Spotify. And I will see you on our next episode. Love you guys. Be positive.
It's definitely different than the past generation. That being that their friends that they know and the people that they date don't look like them, and it's hard